जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारि यमुनातीरवनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदा नन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारि यमुनातीरवनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Radha Gopinath, Shri Radhe. Radha Gopinath, Shri Radhe. Lalita Vishakha Jaya Shri Gopal. Lalita Vishakha Jaya Shri Gopal. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, हरे कृष्णा.
Understood. And then how she served her husband. Then we saw how Revati got married to Lord Balram. And how her height was shortened by Lord Balram. Then after that we heard the story of Nabaga. Nabaga was a simple person and Lord Shiva blessed him. And his brothers actually cheated him for wealth, and then his father advised him how to serve the sages, and by serving the sages he got wealth, and then he met Lord Shiva, and then Lord Shiva also blessed him, and his son, Nabaga's son, is Ambarish Maharaj, the great Ambarish Maharaj. So tomorrow is Ekadashi, tomorrow, both days, there's Ekadashi, which is in some Gaudiya Sampradaya, Ekadashi is today, in ISKCON, Ekadashi is tomorrow. So Ekadashi actually is Dwadashi, so to be fasting to be done tomorrow. So Amrish Maharaj's story is linked to Ekadashi Vrat. And Ekadashi is the only Vrat which is described in the Shastra. So if you see Lord Krishna and they discuss about Ekadashi Vrat and so Lord Krishna and Yudhishthira also give a lot of information about the Ekadashi Vrat, all types of Ekadashi. So basically there are how many Ekadashi Vrats? And 24 Ekadashi Vrats are there in normal year, and if it's additional month of Purushottam, then 2 more Ekadashi, so 26. So all Ekadashis are important, and each Ekadashi has a separate story with its havings. So this is the important fasting which we should do as per the Shastra. People do various other vrats also. Somebody goes fasting on Monday, or they'll do Tuesday or something. Those are not covered in any Shastra, so it's but Ekadashi is the one which we should sincerely follow, and it's very powerful. So Ambarish Maharaj, we learn from this, how powerful the Ekadashi fast is, and how Ambarish he was such a great devotee. So this chapter's name is Ambarisha, Conqueror of God's Heart. So King Ambarish was a glorious son of Nabaga, and he ruled the entire earth, and he was an exalted devotee of Lord Krishna. Because whenever somebody becomes a devotee, his pride is not there. He is very humble. And he was very humble with no pride at all. But he had immeasurable wealth. He was very wealthy. So very wealthy, but very humble and everything. And he utilized everything for service of the Lord. So this chapter tells us, how to use each part of our body for the service of the Lord. So he utilizes body, mind, words, service with for Lord Krishna's service, for Lord Krishna. And he was managing his kingdom very nicely as a responsible king, like a father, and used to do all welfares of the for the citizens. And such these kings are called Raj Rishis. They are people who are Raj Rishis. They are kings as well as saints, so saintly kings, and they rule the kingdom. They educate the people also. They take them forward in spiritual welfare. So they will give them spiritual knowledge, and they'll take every citizen forward. That's what is the duty of the king. It's not just taking care. They also, the king's duty is also to bring everybody uplift in the spiritual knowledge and devotion. So Ambrish used to do that. So now Ambrish, how he used to manage all parts of his body? So mind. So with his mind, he always meditated on Lord Krishna's lotus feet. So his mind was always thinking about Lord Krishna. And words, through words, he used to glorify Krishna's qualities. So second one is words. So with words, he used to glorify Krishna's qualities. So with words, you talk only about Lord Krishna. And see, when we do our such activities now, when we start focusing only on that way, we become very efficient. That's my realization. So I'll come to that also. So with mind, he's always thinking about meditating on Lord Krishna. With words, he's glorifying Krishna's qualities. And with hands, he used to do seva of the Krishna's temple, washing of the temple, cleaning and maintaining the temple. And with his ears, he was using always Krishna Katha. So spending his time hearing about narrations about Lord Krishna. Excuse me. Fourth is his eyes. So with his eyes, he used to see only the deities of Mukunda or of Lord Krishna. He was only watching of Lord Krishna. He used to see no TV, no mobile, nothing. Only Lord Krishna. With sense of touch, he used to basically touch devotees, do seva. He used to use that touch for this thing, do the string seva. Nose, what is he using the nose for? Smelling the tulsi leaves. So tulsi leaves are very powerful, which are offered to the Lord's feet. If you smell them, it's very powerful. In fact, Sanat Kumar, if you hear the story of Sanat Kumar, when they went to meet, see Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha, so when Jai Vijay do not allow to meet them, then when Lord Vishnu comes, Lord Vishnu is having a tulsi garden. When they smell that tulsi, they are transformed. Before meeting Lord Vishnu, these four Sanat Kumars, they were actually, they were not devotees. They did not believe in devotion. They were all like Mayavadis types, Basically, they believed in God, but they did not believe in devotion of the Lord. In fact, they were kind of, they did not believe much on the form and devotion of the Lord. They were only they were those kinds. They were not devotees. But when they met Lord Vishnu, when the smell of tulsi leaf went into their nose, and because after that they transformed into devotees. And if you see the four sampradayas, one of the sampradayas is Sanat Kumar Sampradaya. So the four Sanat Kumar Sampradayas is one of the authentic sampradayas of devotion. So Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Brahmagaudiya Sampradaya, which we follow. All these four sampradayas are authentic, and this is how four Sanat Kumar became devotee of Lord Krishna. So here also, what Ambrish Maharaj is doing, he is smelling, he is using his nose to smell the tulsi leaves which are offered to the Lord. And then tongue. Tongue is used for tasting Lord's prasad, nothing else. No nonsense food to be eat, only prasad which is offered to the Lord. The tongue is only used for tasting that. Then legs. Legs are used for walking to the holy places and temples. If you can use your legs mostly for traveling to holy places. So that is, or going to the temples. He used to spend all this body parts for only Lord's activities. And what is the head for? Head is not for having, have a pride in your head. He was always using his head for bowing at the Lord's lotus feet. So this is how he used to do that, and he used to do a lot of chanting and devotion. So what I have experienced, when you do chanting, when you increase the number of chanting, and when you spend a lot of time on, you decide, this I'll listen to four kathas, two kathas, three kathas in a day, or I'll do X number, at least whatever high number of chantings in a day. If even if you're a householder or if you're working somewhere, you will find yourself very efficient, because you'll always have a pressure to complete the chanting rounds, and to ensure that to fulfill that responsibility of chanting and listening to the kathas, you will ensure other works are done fast. So you will start doing your household works fast, finishing everything fast. If you are in office, you will try to finish your work very fast, because you have to ensure that chanting is done, listening of katha is done. I have experienced, my efficiency has improved the other day. I have increased my rounds of chanting. So increasing the round of that or listening kathas also, my efficiency has gone up significantly. So I finish my work very fast, and and not only that, my quality of job has improved. The quality of the way I deliver has improved, and I'm seeing people also, who work. I see many people who are devotees. Their quality of performance increases. In fact, they get promoted. They do. They grow very good in life, and their this because their focus is on spiritual life. They want to do spiritual life, focus on that. So that's the reason they try to finish everything in a qualitative, time-bound manner of the activity. So same way, Ambrish Maharaj, using all his body parts for this, and a very efficient and effective ruler also. So he's such a great personality that way. And this is my experience, and many people have seen across. So now, after this, what was it? He used to do his body this way, and he used to do this. So after that, he got married. So when he got married, so when his wife came, so what happened? His wife was also a devotee. So what used to happen? He used to do the seva of the temple. Suddenly he saw, when he goes to the temple, most of the seva is completed. So suppose he's going at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. His wife used to go a little early, and she used to do the seva of the temple. Then he realized that my wife is taking away all my seva of the Lord. So what he did, he made one more temple for his wife, and so that she also could do her seva. So they were both devotees, and they were doing very well. They were living very well, and they were doing the performance. So once what happened, they decided to do a Ekadasi Vrat. But Ekadasi Vrat they decided to do for 1 year. One year, from one Kartik month to another Kartik month, and that also in Mathura. So in Mathura, Vrindavan, they decided to do that. And then when the Kartik month came, actually, then they fasted for further 3 days in the Kartik month, and then he bathed in river Yamuna, and everything was done. So his fasting was complete for 1 year plus 3 days, and then when there was an auspicious time to break the fast. So he went to river Yamuna, he bathed, and he donated cows, wealth to the brahmanas, and then he was ready, just ready to break the fast. Just he's just ready. From 1 year, he was on fast. Now he's just ready to eat. Immediately, a great personality comes, Durvasa Muni. So he enters the scene. So Durvasa Muni comes, and he's not invited, but he was passing by. He comes. So he comes as this is also God's intention to prove his devotee, to test his devotee. So Durvasa Muni comes, and then Ambrish Maharaj immediately welcomes him. Yeah, he says, say, please come. And he tells to his sage, please honor meals at my house. So you come, please have food immediately. So Durvasa said, yes, sure, I'll eat. But before that, I have to go to Yamuna river and bath and come. So let me go to bath and come back. So Durvasa Muni left, but Durvasa Muni took a lot of time to come back. So he had not come back, and whenever we break a fast, it's a murat, it's a time. Before that time, you have to break the fast. So generally, whatever, it's a gap of 1 hour, 2 hours, that period only you have to break the fast. And now the time had come for breaking the fast. It was just passing by. So now the Ambrish Maharaj was thinking, what should I do? And he had done Nirjala fast for 1 year. For 1 year, 3 days, he was completely on Nirjala, nothing, not even water. And then he was thinking, if I break my fast before feeding Durvasa Muni, then it would be an offense to the Brahmana guest. I can't eat, I can't break my fast before feeding Durvasa Muni. He is a Brahmana. But if I do not break my fast and wait for Durvasa Muni, then that would be a flaw in my Ekadasi Vrat. It will be a flaw. Then I'll have to wait it's not complete. I would not be completing that. So what he decided, he took advice of all other sages around, his uh, priest and everybody. Then he finally decided, okay, I'll take a sip of water so that my fast is also broken. So whenever you do a nirjala, people take it's first thing is to be taken is water. So here he took water, and then because water is said to be you have actually not ate something and not it's broken the fast also. So when he took that water, it's considered as eating and non-eating also. So it is that way. And then he drank water. But after that, Durvasa Muni came. And then after bath, he has come, completing his rituals. Amrish, welcomed him. And but Durvasa Muni, with his mystic's power, he realized, he came to know Amrish Maharaj has taken water. He has taken water without waiting for me. And Durvasa Muni is known for his anger. And he becomes very angry. He's saying to Amrish Maharaj, he's criticizing him, saying, alas, see the mentality of this cruel king. Intoxicated with wealth, he thinks of himself to be the god. He had invited me as a guest, but before feeding me, he ate first. I shall now punish him for his misbehavior. Also, all the statements are wrong. He did not, first thing, he was not invited, did not invite you. You came, but of course, as a respect to Brahmana, he is giving you. And he is not intoxicated with wealth. He was the most humble person. And he's saying he ate first, so he's saying it's a misbehavior. And immediately Durvasa Muni created a fierce demon. So there's a fierce demon who's come from by uprooting a bunch of hair. He pulled some hair, threw it down, and there was a demon which was blazing fire. It was flames, golden yellowish color, like burning. It came before Amrish Maharaj and had a trident, the Trishul kind of a thing in his hand, like Lord Shiva, and he was just going to kill Ambrish Maharaj, attack Ambrish Maharaj. But Ambrish Maharaj is standing there, calm, very calm. He's not afraid. He did not panic. And he's saying, okay, whatever happens, it's a God's will. So he's thinking on Lord Vishnu, saying, I should not counteract the power of a Brahmana sage. I should tolerate his rage. So he was very tolerant. He was just waiting. And then he was thinking about Lord Vishnu at the time. And immediately Lord's Sudarshan Chakra came. And then Sudarshan Chakra came and it killed. It appeared on that demon was burning and he killed him. It's burned him just as a forest fire burns a snake. And Sudarshan Chakra immediately killed the demon there and there. And that Sudarshan Chakra started running behind Durvasa Muni now. So Durvasa Muni, it ran behind Durvasa Muni to kill Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni is so panicked. See the difference between Durvasa Muni and Amrish Maharaj. Amrish Maharaj is standing calm. Trident is coming to hit him. No worry, he's standing, he's meditating on Lord Vishnu. And Sudarshan Chakra comes and saves. So his belief in God is much more than Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni becomes frightened and he starts running away from Sudarshan Chakra. If Durvasa Muni was also a devotee of the Lord, much bigger devotee, he would have just stayed calm and prayed to the Lord. Maybe he would have been saved. But he started running. He became frightened. Actually, Sudarshan Chakra was attacked. So he ran so swiftly and he entered into a big cave. He entered into a cave named Sumeru. But Sudarshan Chakra is chasing even in these deep caves. And Durvasa Muni couldn't go there. He couldn't go anywhere. So he was a mystic yogi, He tried to fled in all directions. Got invisible here, appeared anywhere else. But Sudarshan Chakra is following him continuously. So now he fled in all directions in the sky, earth, caves, ocean, planets, and even heavens. So he's just running. And Sudarshan Chakra is continuously following him. But Sudarshan Chakra is intentionally following him and not killing him also. So just to teach him a lesson. So then Durvasa Muni wherever he's going, finally he goes to Brahmalok. So after so many running, he goes to Brahmalok, and at Brahmalok he goes and he falls at the feet of his at Lord Brahma. So Durvasa Muni tells to Lord Brahma for help. He requests. So then Lord Brahma tells him. So Lord Brahma sees, he has come. First he sees Durvasa Muni coming, and behind him there's Sudarshan Chakra coming. So Lord Brahma he also got frightened. He was saying, because Sudarshan Chakra is the most powerful thing and it's of Lord Vishnu. So Lord Brahma could not do anything. So he says to Durvasa Muni, dear sage, I am fully dependent on Lord Vishnu. Myself, Shiva, Brigu, all the sages and Devtas surrender unto him. I have no power to save you because you have offended Lord Vishnu's devotee. So Lord Brahma says, you have offended Lord Vishnu's devotee. I can't save you. I am sorry. So then Durvasa Muni, from there he goes to Kailash. Then he goes to Lord Shiva. So then Lord Shiva also tells. So Lord Shiva also sees him coming and Sudarshan Chakra coming behind him. Then Lord Shiva also tells you, dear Durvasa, myself, Brahma and all the Devtas are always under the control of Lord Vishnu. We cannot compete with him. Even great sages like Narad and Vyas cannot understand his glories. Narad and Vyasadeva are the one who have written so much glorification of Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu, but they also can't understand because it is so huge, it's unlimited, it's indefinite. So so that's the glory of Lord Vishnu. So when he has decided to punish you, who are we to protect you? So Lord Shiva is telling to Durvasa Muni, when he has decided to punish you, we cannot protect you. It's better that you go to him for protection. So Durvasa Muni finally went to Vaikunth and he fell at the feet of Lord Vishnu. So there is one more story of Brigu. There was people the sages wanted to test who is supreme between Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu. So Brigu was made to test all the three. So Brigu was given this responsibility. You go and test Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. So first, Brigu Maharaj goes to Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma is his father only. So he goes there. He doesn't give respect to him. Generally when you go to Lord Brahma. So he doesn't give, and then Lord Brahma becomes angry. He says, you did not give me respect. He becomes angry. And then something he goes to Lord Shiva also. Then at Lord Shiva also he does some, he tries to disrespect him. He says something to him, and then Lord Shiva also becomes angry. And but when he goes to Lord Vishnu to test him, he puts his feet on the Lord's chest to see, and this thing. And Lord Vishnu is actually sitting with Lakshmi Mata. And Bhrigu Maharaj just goes at that scene and he puts his feet on Lord's chest. Immediately Lord Vishnu stands up and with folded hands and tells to Sage Bhrigu, please come, please sit. I hope your feet are not hurt by putting your soft feet on my chest, which is so hard. So he's telling this way to Bhrigu Maharaj, and he and Bhrigu Maharaj is completely humbled, and with the behavior of Lord Vishnu, and he says, sages are to be respected, and please come and sit, and gives a lot of respect to Bhrigu Maharaj. Doesn't get at all angry, and in fact he shows that he tells whether you should not be hurt by putting your feet on my chest like this. And Bhrigu Maharaj finally, the conclusion is Lord Vishnu is the supreme. He decides. This is what sages conclude. So here also, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are also confirming that Lord Vishnu is the supreme. So now Durvasa Muni is gone to Vaikunth and he has fallen at Lord Vishnu's feet. And Sudarshan Chakra is just there. And Sudarshan Chakra, when it runs now, it creates a lot of heat because of the speed and the fire it generates. It generates a lot of heat. So it's very hot. And here, one more thing important is Durvasa Muni had ego in him. He did not believe he's wrong. Till he's running. He did not believe that he has done anything wrong. He always believed that Ambarish Maharaj was completely wrong. So generally we also have that belief. Whenever we have a fight, we always believe we are right. The other person is always wrong. So here he also believes, although Sudarshan Chakra is running behind him, the demon he created got burned, got killed, but still he's not realizing. So for us also sometimes wealth goes away, everything goes away, but our pride never goes, our ego never goes. We are always we are great, we are always good. So here also Durvasa Muni was in that stage. Everything is being punished, and he's almost Sudarshan Chakra is, so he did not. So he's now worshipping to Lord Vishnu. He's saying, "Oh Lord Vishnu, oh Ananta, oh Achyuta, oh Narayana, you are the well-wisher of the entire universe. Please protect me from this reaction." So now Lord Vishnu is telling, okay, he's requesting, please protect me. And he's telling him, you are the supreme. There is nobody beyond you. So, आपके ऊपर तो कोई है ही नहीं. You are the topmost. You can only protect me. So here Lord Vishnu is telling to Durvasa Muni, no, मेरे ऊपर कोई है. There is somebody beyond me also. So he answers him, He says, dear sage, I am not independent. I am completely under the control of my devotees. So he is under the control of the devotees. And this is also confirmed in a lot of stories. So when Lord Ram completed his Leela, and then when he went to Saket, so Saket is a place where Lord Ram stays. It's a Vaikunt only, it's a place called Saket. So when he went there, Hanuman did not come there. So Lord Ram is searching, where is Hanuman? He's my greatest devotee, but he has not come to my place. So then they search and they bring Hanuman. So Hanuman says, why should I stay here? You yourself do not stay here. You want me to stay here. So Lord Ram says, where does Lord Ram, Lord Vishnu says? He stays in between the devotees. He stays with his devotees and he stays where his katha is going on. So why should I stay here? So I will stay where your glories are going on, where your katha happens. So I will stay there. So that's the reason Hanuman says, I will not stay in Vaikunth. So here also, Lord Vishnu is telling, I am totally under the control of my devotees. They control my heart because their hearts are pure without any malice. So important quality of a devotee is his heart should be pure. Her heart has to be very pure. No malice, no, ill thoughts, no envy about anybody, no malice. What to speak of my devotee? Even the devotees of my devotees are very dear to me. So if you see in Gajendra, the first person to get liberated is a crocodile. Why crocodile? Because he was holding the feet of Gajendra, the devotee of Lord Vishnu. So he says, my devotees of my devotees are more dearer to me. I cannot enjoy all my opulence and position without my devotees. My enjoyment only is with my devotees. They give up their homes, riches, relatives, and lives to serve me. So the quality of devotees, they will give up everything just to serve Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. So gopis and all his devotees, Mirabai, Narsi Mehta, Sant Tukaram, they give up everything for serving the Lord. How can I give up them? How can I give up them? They give up everything for me, and you feel, I can't. I have to give up. I cannot give them up. They are supreme. You are telling I am supreme. No, my devotees are supreme because they have left everything for me. Have I left? Lord is telling you, have I left anything for them? I have not left anything for them. But how can I give up them? They are the most sacred, most precious, most loving for me. So that's what Lord Vishnu is telling you. I love them so much. They are much superior to me because they have given everything just for me. They are always satisfied in serving me. So they are only satisfied. They are always satisfied in serving me, and are not interested even in liberation. They don't need liberation. They are not needing for liberation or mukti. They just want to serve me. That's what gives them enjoyment. That's the quality of the devotee. They do not know anything else but me. They don't think anything. They say only Lord Krishna, only Lord Vishnu, the pure devotees. See, this is the qualities, right qualities of the devotees, what we should learn. So they don't know anything. उनको तो कुछ पता ही नहीं है. No father, no mother, no wife, no children. They only think of me. For them, I am everything. And I do not know anyone else but them. And I also do not know anybody else. I only know only my devotees. I also love them. They are in the core of my heart. Very important paragraph. The devotees are in the core of my heart. Lord Vishnu is telling to Durvasa Muni. And I always stay within their pure heart. They are in my heart and I am in their heart. Such a beautiful statement of how Lord Vishnu loves his devotees, and what is the qualities of devotees also clearly defined here, pure heart, no malice, always thinking about me, always, and they do not want anything other than Lord Vishnu. And same way, Lord Vishnu says, I also don't want anything else. I just want my devotees. I love only my devotees. So Durvasa now Durvasa is shocked. He thought, I have come to Lord Vishnu, his weapon, I'll be saved. So now Durvasa will justify himself. He'll now justify, I am not wrong. I was right. That Ambrish Maharaj is wrong. He did not give me respect. So he just tried to justify himself. So Durvasa says, Oh Lord, if I have offended you, I fall at your feet begging forgiveness. Saying, you please forgive me. I am falling at your feet. Please forgive me. So Lord Vishnu is again telling me, not me. Please go to Ambrish and beg for forgiveness. Go to my devotee. I will be pleased only when his heart is pleased. If my Lord, my devotee is pleased, he forgives you, then I will forgive you. So Durvasa says, Durvasa saying, oh Lord, but can't you see his fault? Now his ego comes. Now this thing comes. He's trying to say, he is at fault. Ambrish is at fault. You can't see his fault, Lord. So he's arguing with the Lord. Lord has given him clear direction. Go to Ambrish Maharaj. If you have faith in the Lord, you will immediately follow his instruction. Finish. No, he's arguing because, like us material persons, we have ego. How can I be wrong? Arey, you see his fault. Lord, you cannot see his fault. He invited me, but ate before feeding me. अरे मुझे खाने पे बुलाया पर पहले खुद ही खा लिया, वो खुद ही पानी पी लिया, ऐसा कैसा? First the guest has to be given. And he says, how can you tolerate an offense to a Brahmana? A Brahman has been offended, and Lord, you are tolerating it. How can you do that? You are always favoring the Brahmana. So in fact, he's indirectly telling us, Lord, that you are wrong. He sees audacity, Durvasa Muni is standing there, begging in front of the Lord, and he's saying, you are wrong because you are favoring Ambrish Maharaj, who was wrong. He's offended a Brahmana, How can he do that? I'm a Brahman, yaar. I'm such a great personality. How can you offend me? So this is the discussion going on. Between respecting a Brahmana and following Ekadasi Vrat, which is more important? He's questioning the Lord, saying, between the two, respecting a Brahmana or following a Ekadasi Vrat, what is important? So now Lord Vishnu calmly, if he would have wanted, he would have actually told Sudarshan Chakra, isko to kaat hi de baba. So much of argument and he is not understanding Durvasa Muni. So such an ego is happening. So now Lord Vishnu, still he tries to tell Durvasa, how he is wrong, how Durvasa Muni is wrong. So he says, Durvasa, you are so ignorant of the conclusion of the scriptures. Go and ask Ambrish. He will give you knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Now he's saying you are Brahmana, but Ambrish has more knowledge than you. You are actually an idiot. So go to Ambrish, and it doesn't say that way, but he's saying, you're so ignorant. You do not know the scriptures, conclusions of the scriptures. Go and ask Ambrish. He will teach you. The scriptures say that drinking water is both eating and not eating also. Thus, just by drinking little water, Ambrish has equally respected his Brahmana guest and the Ekadasi Vrat. So just by drinking water, he has respected both, because drinking water is eating as well as not eating. And he has respected you also, because it did not took food, and he has respected the Ekadasi Vrat. He has kept a proper balance. And you, by offending Ambrish Maharaj, you have acted with self-envy. You are basically envious with him. And go and immediately fall at his feet for your own protection. See, second time Lord Vishnu has to explain to him and justify to him why he should go to Ambrish Maharaj. Why Durvasa Muni is wrong. Go and immediately fall at his feet for your own protection. It's for your own protection. Go. So now again Lord Vishnu is still explaining. Lord Vishnu continues. For a Brahmana, austerity and learning are certainly auspicious. But if he is not gentle and has bad conduct, his austerity and learning are of no use to him. So if you're doing austerity, you are very learned. But if you're not gentle and you have a bad conduct, you are angry, you misbehave and this thing, you have a bad conduct, then your learning and austerity is useless. So this much, to this extent, Lord Vishnu has actually, given his peace of mind to Durvasa Muni. Therefore, you should go to Ambrish and please him. Only then you will attain peace. Third time, Lord Vishnu is telling Ambrish Maharaj, go. First he told politely, he didn't listen, he argued. Then again he explained. Still he was thinking. Ambrish Maharaj, still he was not believing that he is wrong. He should go, because he did not go. That's the reason Lord Vishnu had to say him again, third time, that you are basically, your austerity and learning is all useless, because you are not gentle and you have a bad conduct. So much directly he is telling to Ambrish Maharaj, because Ambrish Maharaj's ego was not getting killed. His false ego was there continuously. And after listening to so much, then Durvasa Muni runs. And now he runs to Ambrish Maharaj and he falls at his feet. And Ambrish saw him and he felt ashamed, that Brahmana is falling at his feet. He immediately picked him up, He did not let him go to his thing. Durvasa was about to get up And Durvasa was just about to get up and start praising Ambrish Maharaj because he heard so much about Ambrish Maharaj from Lord Vishnu. He wanted to praise him, but Ambrish Maharaj did not want to do that because he was humble. He did not want his praise, and this would have caused embarrassment for Ambrish Durvasa Muni. So he did not want to do that. So then Ambrish Maharaj immediately stood up and he requested Sudarshan. So Sudarshan is still following, huh? So Sudarshan is following Durvasa Muni. So there he is. So now Ambrish Maharaj is requesting Sudarshan Chakra. Oh Sudarshan, you are very dear to Lord Vishnu. You have thousands of spokes, the thousands of spokes, the spears, can destroy all weapons. You are known to destroy demonic people, but not the gentle Brahmana. This Brahmana sage is not your enemy. If our family has given any charity, performed sacrifice, properly carried out our duties, and pleased the all merciful Lord, please may this Brahmana be freed. So he's requesting, for my sake, whatever, if I've done proper austerity, please free this Brahmana. And this is the quality of all the sages. And we have seen in multiple places. So yes, he's requesting Sudarshan Chakra and Ambrish with listening. So because of Ambrish Maharaj's prayer, Sudarshan Chakra became peaceful and stopped burning Durvasa Muni. And Sudarshan Chakra went back to Vaikuntha with Lord Vishnu. And then, being grateful now, Durvasa Muni praised Ambrish. Today I have witnessed the greatness of Lord Vishnu's devotees. O king, although I have offended you and tried to kill you, you have prayed for my life. I was so egoistic. I wanted to kill you. I got a demon to kill you. Not only that, I was arguing with Lord Vishnu. But you are so gentle. And this episode took 1 more year. So Ambrish Maharaj has done fasting for 1 year, had a little water, and still 1 more year, and he has not eaten anything. He's waiting for Durvasa Muni to come back, and he has not eaten anything. And still he's praying to Sudarshan Chakra for safety of Durvasa Muni. And he's saying, so I have offended you and tried to kill you, but you have prayed for my life. What is impossible to do for pure devotees like you? I am indebted to you. So I am actually obliged to you. I am completely under you now. So here Ambrish Maharaj shows tolerance and forgiveness. Such a powerful tool. Tolerance and forgiveness is a very important tool in our life. God has given us. We should use it always. Ambrish had astonishingly fasted since the time Durvasa was being chased by Sudarshan Chakra. So he requested Durvasa, "Oh sage, you had come to eat at my house 1 year ago, but I couldn't feed you. So please accept the food now." So 1 more year passed. Now he's requesting Durvasa, "Please come here, have food with me." Food, basically, you accept food first. And Durvasa then prays Ambrish, "I am very satisfied and pleased by your hospitality. Simply by associating with you, I am feeling very joyful." So now Ambrish, Durvasa Muni realized he got the self-realization because of the devotee like Ambrish Maharaj. And Durvasa Muni then happily ate in the house of Ambrish and requested him also to eat. Then he said, "Okay, I have eaten. Now please you also eat." And later Durvasa Muni departed for Brahmalok while praising Ambrish Maharaj and his bhakti. So this is the power of devotion of Ambrish Maharaj and tolerance and forgiveness. Such amazing qualities we get. And also we learn how Lord is so patient and calm, and he's also Durvasa Muni, he made him correct. He killed his ego. After responsibility, so after that, everything was done, and after responsibly performing his kindly duties for a long period, then after that, Ambrish Maharaj divided his properties among his sons, and he retired to the forest and concentrated his mind fully on Lord Vasudev. And with the sincere and dedicated spiritual practices, he finally attained the spiritual world. And this story of Ambrish Maharaj is heard, told many times. It's one of the best stories of Srimad Bhagavatam. In fact, every story of Srimad Bhagavatam has its own taste or richness. Anyone who chants or even thinks about the narration of Ambrish Maharaj becomes a pure devotee of the Lord. So yes, this is the story. So what is the lesson? The lesson is on forgiveness. Although a devotee doesn't take offenses seriously, the Lord does not tolerate any offense against his devotees. So although the devotee may be humble, but his Lord never, he becomes angry. So in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Nityanand Prabhu and Namacharya Haridas Thakur, they went for preaching. So they used to go for preaching. They used to tell people, chant. So they had this Jagai Madai who attacked, one of the brothers attacked on Nityanand Prabhu, he injured him. So Lord sent his Sudarshan Chakra immediately, but Nityananda Prabhu prayed. He prayed to Lord Chaitanya and Sudarshan, please do not kill him. Please do not kill him. Here our mission is actually to transform people by chanting. So the devotees of the Lord are very peaceful. They always forgive people. And same thing when Namachar Haridas Thakur also, when we heard his story, he was made taken to 22 marketplaces and beaten. He was always praying for the forgiveness of the people who were beating him. So therefore, offenses against a devotee are very severe. But Lord becomes angry if something happens to his devotees. Mature devotees readily forgive any offender, but the offender must give up his false ego and sincerely beg forgiveness from the devotee. So the offender has to give up his false ego, and this is where Durvasa Muni was not giving up his false ego. He was always having that. Only Lord Vishnu had to make him realize that. Devotees are so forgiving that they are willing to go to any extent to save the offenders. And they don't even take credit for their kindness. They will do good deeds, but they don't want any credit, the devotees. They attribute all the credit to the Lord. They hold no grudges, envy, or negativity towards the offenders. They never, have envy. Today he has done this way, also I have forgiven him, I'll see him later. They never have any grudges. They forgive and forget. Forgiveness makes one's heart peaceful and brings a transformation in the offender's heart and ultimately pleases the Lord. So even in your personal life also, if you see, between forgiveness and envy, thinking of taking a revenge, when you forgive, you will feel so peaceful and happy. The matter is closed, dead. But if you have that grudge of, I want to take a revenge, then you will keep on burning and you will carry that grudge for a long time. And it doesn't help. So forgiveness has such a quality. So this is the story of Ambarish Maharaj. Any questions? One of a very beautiful story and beautiful conversation between Lord Vishnu and Durvasa Muni, giving the quality of the devotees and how Durvasa Muni was wrong and his false ego. It's a very beautiful discussion which happened. Okay, then I'll do one more small story of one rishi. His name is Saubhari. Saubhari is a rishi who was distracted underwater. So I'll continue. Okay. So Vaivasvata Manu's eldest son was Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku is a sun god who was born from the Manu's nostrils when he speaks. So he was born from his nostrils. One of the several great kings in Ikshvaku's dynasty was Mandata. Mandata was one of in Sun dynasty. He was in this Sun dynasty. He was one of the greatest kings. He was one of the several greatest kings. So Mandata's birth was very interesting. His father Yuvan Aswa had no sons. So his father's name was Yuvan Aswa. He did not have any sons. So therefore he retired from family life and went to the forest along with his hundreds wives. So he had hundreds of wives, but he had no sons. And he went to the forest and retired. So when in forest, some sages saw him, he does not have a son, and they felt compassion for him. So intending to give him a son, the sages, also the king, this Yuvan Aswa did not request the sages, give me a son. But the sages felt compassion, when they saw this king and they saw his wives, and they seemed to be sad because they did not have a son. So sages decided, we'll do some yagna so that he get a son. So they performed a yagna called Indra Yagna, a sacrifice to please Indra, the king of Devtas. And they did this thing. Yuvan Aswa does not know about this. So they have performed. And during the night, Yuvan Aswa felt thirsty. So he was not finding water. So he entered that sacrificial arena. So sacrificial arena is where the sages have performed that sacrifice. And there is some water. And he drank the sanctified water. So that sanctified water was actually meant for one of his wife to drink so that a child gets born. Because the sages had done that yagna. But Yuvan Aswa was not aware. He entered because he was thirsty in the night. He did not find water at his place. He went to the Brahmana side and he saw this water and he drank it. And he drank that water. And that water, which was supposed to give a birth to a child, he drank it. And the Brahmanas in the morning saw, where is the water gone, which they were supposed to give to his wife? And they saw that found that king has drunk it. Now they also got confused. What will happen? So finally, what happened? Yuva Nashwa gave birth to a child. So we saw now many miracles happen. So this is one of the miracles. A male, he is the father. He gives a birth to a child, and his son's name. His son was born. His name was Mandata. So Mandata is the son. The baby cried for. Why was this name given to him? So what happened when he was born? He was born from a father. So the baby cried for mother's milk, but there was no mother who will give milk. And so then Brahmanas prayed, who will feed the child? Who will give milk to the child? Because a small child, he can't take anything else outside. So somebody has to give milk. So immediately Indra, since this yagna had been done for worshipping Lord Indra immediately appeared and he put his forefinger in the baby's mouth and fed Mandata. And because of that, he was called Mandata. Being blessed by the Brahmanas, and also Yuvanasva did not die because he was blessed by the Brahmanas despite giving birth to a baby as a male. After this incident, so he did not die. Yuvanasva was safe and healthy. Nothing happened to him. And after this incident, he decided to perform various devotional austerities, and then he attained spiritual world. So he was essentially retired. He was in the forest only, and Mandata was there. So Mandata was made the king. So he became the emperor. And Indra named, so the Mandata was also called Trasad Dasyu. Trasad Dasyu means a person who gives fear to criminals. So all the criminals were afraid of Mandata. So his name, he gave him Trasad Dasyu. And because he would create fear even in the great demoniac rogues like Ravan and others. In fact, Ravan was afraid of Mandata because Mandata was so powerful. So every rogue, every demon, they were all afraid of him. And Mandata used to reside in the city of Mathura. And from there, he used to rule the whole world. So staying at Mathura, he was ruling the whole world. And Mandata performed many sacrifices of Lord Vishnu and gave lot of charity. And Mandata had 3 sons and 50 daughters. So one day what happened, there was a sage. So Mandata's background is that Mandata is born to a father, Yuvanashva, because of this incident, what happens to his life. And then he's ruling the kingdom. All demons are afraid of him. He has, 50 daughters and 3 sons. And this is the background. So now Saubari enters, who's a sage. So now he enters the sea and he comes to meet King Mandata. And he tells to the king, the Saubari is a sage. He comes and tells to the king, "Oh, King Mandata, I want to get married. Can you please hand me one of your daughters in marriage?" Sage is coming to the king, and sage is old, feeble, old, so he comes and Mandata goes, "Can you give me your daughter?" So why this happened to Saubari is the learning in this chapter. Why this sage became like that? Why did the sage get attracted, distracted to get married? So there's a story behind that. So there is stories, that Saubari Muni was performing austerities inside the deep water, inside river Yamuna. He was inside the river Yamuna and he was doing austerities for many years. So once he saw 2 fishes in water. They were enjoying and they were living together. And that created a desire in him to get married. But this desire also came to him because he had done a mistake. He had to a Vaishnava. He had basically, he had committed an offense. He had committed an offense to a Vaishnava. So because of that, he got distracted. He got distracted by a fish in the river. He was doing austerity. He was meditating for so many years. Just by seeing fish, he got a desire to marry, and he comes out and tells to Mandata, "I want to marry." So what offense he has done, we'll read. When Mandata saw this old age, worn out sage who was in his worn out condition, he said, "This old Brahman is not suitable for." He's thinking, he's just thinking on this. This old Brahman is not a suitable husband for my beautiful young daughter. But I deny his request, he might become upset and even curse me because, you can't deny any request to a sage. He'll curse, and at that time the curses worked.
So whatever he'll curse, it will work. Thinking thus, Mandata is now acting little intelligent. So he's saying, dear Brahmana, my daughters may accept a husband according to their choice. Also, in that time, the daughters, whatever the parents decide, the daughters were supposed to marry. But here, the father is saying, no, my daughters will decide whom they want to choose. So you can see my daughters, and if any one of them chooses to marry you, I have no objection. So he put the onus on the Saubari, the sage Saubari, and told, you meet my daughters. If they like you or if they choose you, I'm okay. So Saubari Muni is now thinking, I am old and feeble, yogi with grey hair, wrinkled skin, like me. Seeing my condition, no one would like to marry me. Who will marry me? No, but I'm not so skinny. But he was that way. And this king almost refused my proposal by giving him this reason. So he understood this king has, as indirectly refused my proposal. But I must somehow marry someone. So he was so desperate that he wanted to marry. He wanted to marry someone. So he said, with my mystic power, I shall reform my body so that even the celestial ladies desire to marry me. What to speak of this princesses on the earth? So he decided, I will transform myself, like Chavan Muni. He entered the river, came back with Ashwini Kumara as young. He also decided, Saubari also decided, no, I will also marry, I will also get young. So he transformed with his mystic power, he transforms. And after that, a king, servant of the king, took Saubari to the lavish quarters of Mandata's daughter. So one of the servants took to him. And on the way, Saubari Muni transformed himself into a young, handsome man. And when he came in front of the 50 princesses, each of them started fighting with each other. No, I will marry him, because he had transformed himself to a young person. So they started quarreling. They forgot their sisterly relationship. And they said, I will marry her. Finally, they decided they all decided to accept Saubari Muni as their husband. So all the 50 daughters married to this husband. Due to his experts in chanting mantras, so Saubari Muni now got 50 wives, but managing one wife is difficult. So he had to manage 50 wives. So he had to create bungalows, place to stay, and everything. So what he did, because of his expertise in chanting mantras, he could create wealth and all facilities so that he could Saubari Muni enjoyed his wife extravagantly. He had built a well-furnished, lavish home surrounded by clean lakes and fragrant gardens with chirping birds and humming bees. With his yogic power, he enjoyed delicious foods, wonderful garments, and gem-studded ornaments. So he gave everything: good food, servants. He took care of all his wives, gems, garments, everything. Even Emperor Mandata was surprised and defeated when he saw the opulence of Saubari Muni. Mandata was a king; he was ruling the whole world from Mathura. He was also surprised. How come this rishi, the sage who came in such a worn-out condition, he is managing everything much better than me, so much of bungalows. And Saubari was just enjoying his life, and he got many children with his 50 wives, but he was not happy at his heart. So now we'll listen why Saubari Muni's mind got diverted. So what happened? So once Garud, who is a carrier of Lord Vishnu, he came to river Yamuna and wanted to take fish, wanted to eat fish there. And he ate fish there. And because it's a natural food. But Saubari Muni was performing austerities in the Yamuna, and he saw that Garud has taken fish, and he became angry at him. And so he cursed Garud. So Garud is actually a topmost devotee of the Lord. And his sage Saubari cursed him, saying that you will die if you attempt to eat fish here. So if you come here and eat anything from this river, you will be finished. So that is the reason in river Yamuna, Kaliyanag used to stay with his wife, because Kaliyanag was safe there. Garud never comes there to eat anything. So the Kaliyanag and everybody the snakes were safe there. Because of Saubari's curse. So Saubari Muni had cursed Garud not to come to river Yamuna again. So also powerful Garud was not obliged to accept this curse, but he respected the sage's curse and avoided coming to Yamuna again. So it never come to Yamuna again. But this was the offense of Saubari Muni, because he's an eagle, he eats fishes, and he ate his normal food. There was no reason for him to curse. Because he cursed the devotee of the Lord, he made a Vaishnava Aprad. And that is the reason he got distracted in his spiritual life. So many people, if they get distracted in spiritual life, it is because they would have done some offense. Otherwise, there's no distraction. So one of the biggest thing is offense against the Vaishnava, offense against the devotee. We saw the earlier story also same. Durvasa Muni's mistake, offense against the devotee. Saubari Muni also did the same. He did an offense against Garud. So what happened? He got distracted by just seeing a fish, two fishes together, and he decided to marry. And he forgot everything. All austerity is gone. He goes and marries 50 princes, and then you forgot everything. But now he's not happy. He has forgotten all his spiritual life and bhakti. So one day he was thinking, and he was saying, how come I got distracted like this? Why did I got this thing from spiritual life? And just by looking at the fish in the river, and such a great, powerful sage, how can I get distracted with such small things? Then he regretted, alas, earlier I was alone doing austerities inside water. But now I became the husband of 50 wives and we got 100 of sons from each of them. Now my family contains 5,000 people. Alone he was there, now he has 5,000 people, 50 wives and 100 children from each. So 5,000 people are there in his family. And I have given up bhakti towards the Lord and was completely caught. I'm completely caught in my temporary enjoyment. Let me develop detachment, devotion, and go to the forest again. So this self-realization, now it came to him, I made a mistake and I should immediately give up everything and go to the forest. Then Saubari Muni retired from family life and resumed his spiritual thing. Even his devoted wives, wives also followed him and they also did devotion. So Saubari Muni dedicatedly worshipped Lord Hari in the forest and finally attained the Lord in the spiritual world. And by following their husband's footsteps, even the wives of Saubari Muni were able to attain Lord Hari's abode. So finally, Saubari Muni got his senses and he reached to this thing. So this way he got distracted because of an offense to this thing. So distraction can happen in devotee's life anytime. So if you see Ajamal's story, he was also distracted. And today, in today's world, so distraction is everywhere. This mobile phone has become a biggest source of distraction. And unless and until we keep ourselves busy in the right thing, there are many things to distract us. Gossips, watching movies, so many things can distract us, many things. So we have to keep ourselves busy in the right things. Like Amrish Maharaj, do all things which are related to service of the Lord. If we do that, then our distraction can be controlled because we will not have time for getting distracted, So I see this is distraction is how we can control distraction is keep ourselves busy into right things. That's the only solution. Otherwise, if we are idle, our mind is idle, definitely it will get distracted. There's no way you can stop. Keep your mind busy. Keep your body, keep your things, yourself busy in activities of serving the Lord. Do more chanting. If you're busy, do more chanting. Do more reading. Do more listening of kathas. Then you will never get distracted to wrong things. So a lesson on distraction. Anyone can follow the spiritual life, be it a sage or a householder. Great devotee kings like Ambarish, Durva, Yudhishthir, Manu and others worship the Lord with great devotion, along with their wives and children. But sometimes persons like Saubari might get distracted from spiritual life and become attached to temporary enjoyment. This is due to their offenses to great devotees. Therefore, one must be very careful not to offend the devotees. Offending devotees is the biggest mistake in our life. We can fall down. We would have reached such a top position. We can fall down from there because of this one offense to the devotee. So generally, don't do offense to anybody. You don't know if the person is a devotee also because you not have that knowledge. However, if one realizes one's mistakes through careful introspection and re-establishes one's determination in spiritual life, one can attain the Lord just like Saubari Muni. So Saubari Muni was fortunate that, he realized his mistake and he could correct it. But we may not be so fortunate. So avoid doing offenses on the devotees. So this we end the story of Saubari Muni. So we heard story of Ambarish Maharaj. Beautiful story. Saubari Muni is also very important story. It is linked to Krishna's story of Kaliya Nag also. How Saubari Muni cursed Garud and Garud could not enter river Yamuna. So next story which comes in this book is of how Mother Ganga descends to the earth, how Bhagirath brings Mother Ganga and to revive his brothers or revive his distinct relatives. So that story